Ah, recording. Yeah, making a video. You can hear the cicadas. They're across the street for some reason. But whatever. They'll probably be over here eventually. They were louder this morning. But it doesn't matter. Sound. Well, I can't really imitate it. I guess I should try to. It's a nice alien sound, actually. Really sounds alien. Subject. Yeah, I thought I would do a little bit on this reproduction thing, sort of a theme of my existence now. And there's two facts, like the fact that we don't have any perspective. I guess it's one fact, in the sense that most of the people having most of the kids are young, right? So they're making immature, reckless decisions. That's how most of us come into the world. People were actually deliberate, which is more offensive in a way. But the fact is, most people get here through actions of recklessness, youth, having a lack of perspective. They'll know better later. They'll say things like, "Oh shit, I probably should have stopped at 2," or something like that. That's going to happen. And there's people now who know that, who have that knowledge. And they won't say it, though, because it makes it sound like they're saying their third kid's a piece of crap, and that's not what they mean to say. So they never convey that advice, at least not freely, to the youth out there, just who are marching and stepping like they're indestructible, like there's no vulnerability, like they won't get cancer and have 3 kids, like all the shit that does happen in the real world won't happen to them. And that's really dangerous. It's just a dangerous circumstance, right? It has nothing but trouble could be written on that circumstance, that youth have most kids. And then maybe, we as a society should have enough forethought to really make sure that we do everything that can be done reasonably to at least dissuade, prevent, to cause some inhibitions regarding that recklessness. Just do something to temper against it, so it's not the norm, it's the exception. So it's not something everybody just does. I'm getting loud over here. And that's what we, as a society, it would just make sense for us to take that minor step of saying, okay, there's a problem, let's deal with it, instead of just ignoring the fact that this is a problem. You don't want children being created by ignorance and sloppiness. You want them created, if they have to be created, quite deliberately, with a plan in place. By people competent and capable. Something has changed here. Yeah, more branches fell. Hot here. Weather's gotten good. 90s, 30s and above for you Celsius people, I guess. There's a bunch of there's still some over here. There's one. They're just not making noise over here. Not quite as, there's one just emerged. He's filling his wings. I should get some time lapse if I can. So much to do. So little time to do it. There's a good number of them there. Anyway, he's flying. Yeah, sorry, I know it's not that interesting, but it's going to be part of my life for a while. So, get used to it. Swimming in cicadas. Alright, so back to this perspective thing. And then the other part to this perspective thing is the fact that, life is lived. There is a beginning, a middle, and an end. And there should be more testimony from the grave, so to speak, from the big picture advice. It doesn't seem like there's much of that either. Very little perspective on, how life does throw a lot of curveballs at you. There's lots of these little cliches out there, but they're really not said loudly enough for the impetuous youth to pay much attention. So that probably should be said louder. It should be said by more people. And they can't, that's the funny thing, the pro-lifers can give no ground at all. They're willing to make no hard cautionary statements because they're afraid to sound like they're anti-life. But the truth is they are in a way, because they damn well know that the risks are substantial. And the responsibility is heavy and weighty. And the world is incredibly unpredictable in terms of its unstable, let's just say that. It seems perilous times are here to stay. It all seems very perilous. And come on. A person with a little bit of perspective knows, why would you step in that kind of mess with somebody else's boots? Why would you stick somebody else's feet in that kind of swamp and just hope for the best? Unless you're, living lies and nonsense and babble, hope, wish. This isn't. You don't have kids based on hope and wish. You got to do a lot better than that. You should be required to do better than that. We should require the conversation to be better than that. Butterflies. We're not. That's bad on us. And I'm saying us. Obviously, I'm pretending I'm part of the human race, because obviously it's not a us problem, it's a you people problem. And my problem is my failure to communicate. That's right. What we have here is a failure to communicate. That should be written pretty much on my gravestone, because that's my failure. This isn't asking much. And you can't even ask a little bit. And the fact that I can't ask a little bit without the mockers and the hecklers showing up is, again, that's bad on me, partly. You can even go back to this claim of, smart people really should be able to communicate to fools. Getting their attention is the tricky part, admittedly. They don't listen very well at all, so that's the other part. It's like the cartoons, Charlie Brown, wah 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 wah. The adults are always just turned into a wah wah, and you never have to deal with a rational point they might make, because it's all turned into noise. Yeah, anyway, tragic all around. Enough tragic for everyone. Cliche, 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 cliche. Double cliche entendre cliche. Yeah, whatever. Go for my run. Till later and such. So forth and whatnot. I did hit the button.